Do you like basketball? Basketball? I like, but I'm not good at. Yes, I'm not.
Me too.
Both hosts chew an entire pack of gum while they talk about the NBA. I'm your host, Jack, aka Jokic Joestar. I have one of the big plastic packs of extra spearmint gum. I'll be doing that whole thing. Pablo, what are you chewing on today?
I'm chewing on something I feel as healthy as I've ever felt before. I'm chewing on all natural wood.
Whoa, cool. Pablo, what's the F in Kennedy RFK stand for? And I assume JFK. I assume it's the same.
Here, let me check.
Yeah, I don't know. RFK, his gum, he would definitely chew. There's like a kind of gum that went out of production in the fucking 20s because it's super expensive to make. It's like from a kind of tree sap, I guess. Um, and it's been like turned into a marketing thing where if you chew this gum, that's how you get like the the fucking mewing jaw, you know how guys have like cool big square jaws. If you chew this kind of gum,
Yeah.
that's how you get it. So yeah, that seems like the shit that RFK would be on for sure because it's also all natural. There's none of that. I mean, to be fair, chewing gum, it does seem like pure chemicals. Like I don't understand how it works really, but I'm not that worried about it either.
Yeah, I don't have too much gum these days anymore. In order for me to have enough gum to ruin my life, that would be crazy. That's got to be like multiple entire packs a day.
Yeah. Well, what's like I do genuinely have a plastic pack of extra spearmint gum because my girlfriend, she bought it and she didn't know it was sugar free, and that is bad for her. Like it's gross, I guess. I don't really taste the difference, so now I'm just burdened with having
That's good for you.
yeah, fresh breath and no sugar in my system, I guess. Have we found out what the F stands for in Robert Franklin
Oh,
Kennedy?
Francis.
Oh my god. Um not the most masculine. I would have expected something for RFK, for the guy who works out without his shirt on in jeans. You know, the fucking Ministry of
He's
Health.
definitely natty, by the way. At 60 or whatever. Definitely natty.
It's also definitely good to be that, like to be that big and strong when you're 60 years old. That's that's what prime health looks like in that age, you know? He's definitely, I mean, hey, if he makes it through the next 4, that's a testament to his resiliency as an individual, you know?
Did you see he said he's going to stop drug production for the next 8 years? He said to like we're going to evaluate everything for 8 years and then we'll start making new
Cool.
ones again.
Cool. He stops. Okay, so let's go down the list. He stops insulin. He stops. What's the second most important drug after insulin?
Finasteride.
What the fuck does that do?
It stops you from balding.
Oh shit! He stops insulin. He stops that. He stops Ozempic. He stops Adderall.
Viagra.
Whoa! Chill.
I think that is subsidized by the government, right?
I'm almost certain because there's like, if you look at like Viagra consumption per fucking senator or whatever, it's obviously through the roof. They're all a million years old. But yeah, I think the government does have a fair budget for like Viagra and all the non-brand names Viagra as well.
You know, how I got to say it's so fascinating to me that people buy into him as like the health guy because he just inherently doesn't sound healthy and he doesn't look healthy, and then you read about his behaviors and he's not healthy. He had a worm in his brain literally that ate a part of it. He goes to the beach and gets beached whales and cuts them up and puts them on his car and spills nasty blubber everywhere. He's just completely psychotic out in the open, and the people like Bradley Martin think he's like a genius. And so you know what I think it is? I think they think that he is mentally challenged, but is like he has savant syndrome.
Oh,
He's
they
like a
think he's Rain
medical.
Man
Yeah.
for medicine.
Yeah, they think like, man, this guy has no clue what's going on, but you talk drugs to him, he's a genius. He knows anatomy like that. It's like, no, guys, he just has a voice issue. He's not, and he's just loony.
Yeah, instead of like a bunch of toothpicks on the ground, he's like 157. It's like a bunch of pills, and he's like, well, "That's ibuprofen." And Bradley Martin's like, "Whoa, how do you know that? It doesn't even say Tylenol on the pill, dude. What the fuck?" Yeah. Although with RFK, I do, for like someone who listens to one sentence a week and then these people completely exit their lives, like they never think about him again. Uh, RFK coming on TV and being like, "It's fucked up that like Britain, there's
It's
orange juice in
oh, that,
there.
there's orange juice in it.
England has orange juice in their Fanta, and then you look at what we got going on, and it on the bottle it specifically says zero fruit juice, and I'm gonna change that." And then like he exits their lives until the next time he says something like that. Those people, because like that's a fair point, I guess. There's like a lot of shit in our food that's not good. He just
Yeah, that's the problem. Like he's pointing out a problem we all agree is there, and then he's throwing out psychotic solutions. Like it's a mad, and they're like, "Well, he's sticking it to big pharma. What you like big pharma?" It's like, no, I don't like big pharma. I'm just not psychotic. Like we could both imagine we're having a discussion, and it's like,
Mhm.
"Hey, do you think murder's bad? You think murder should be illegal, right?"
Depends, but yeah.
Yeah, so we're on the same page. So I think to fix it, we need to take everyone's bones out, coat them in metal, and then put them back in your body so that bullets won't kill you
Oh,
anymore.
everyone's Wolverine. That would be kind of cool.
Yep,
Um,
yep, and we'll use lead for the bones.
see, I want to say I'm against that, but I don't want to sound like pro murder. You know?
What? Yeah, you're against What's the hesitation? You like murder? You like people being shot with bullets and bullets going through and ripping them up?
Yeah. Um, yeah. I just like I want to say I'm against that. Like if you did that to like a child, but then I don't want to be against like a child could get shot then, and it would be ostensibly my fault because I didn't want them to go through the metal bones procedure.
Yep.
Yeah, and then like I don't know, like if he was like, well, our Fanta doesn't have orange juice, let's put raw milk in that bitch. Like that's just kind of the shit he's throwing out there, where it's like, dude, we have just overwhelming amount of evidence that like that stuff, like when he put out that tweet that Kyle Kuzma reposted on his story talking about the government for years has been suppressing sunshine and exercise. It's like he throws enough words in that people recognize and understand, and then he'll throw in like ivermectin. Ivermectin was on that list, and it's like you can't just like he's like the problems in society are people are paying way too much for health care. We are not doing a good job taking care of like homeless people and addressing that problem as a society and addressing like the root causes of that. Um, there's way too many black people in the world, and then like a fourth third normal thing, and then he just glosses over. You can't say that about black people. Like there's just so many fucking things that this entire cabinet does like that, where yeah, I mean, shout out to Matt Gaetz, shout out to Trump, shout out to RFK, and shout out to
Shout
who
out
do you
to
want?
COVID sparing me. Did you see what he said about COVID?
No.
It was genetically engineered to spare the Chinese and the Jews.
Oh, damn. I forgot about that. See, yeah, this is the shit I'm talking about. Where it's like people who don't actively seek out those quotes, they'll never see that. Like the people Bradley Martin's he'll probably see it cuz some like fucking moron he has on a podcast or something will be like, "What do you think about that?" But like, I don't know, your uncle who's like I cut out processed foods and I feel great. He's never going to see that. And so yeah, people are stupid and the world's getting worse. And I was going to come on and be like a pure centrist this week, but I feel like I've abandoned that position already. I was going to do a whole thing about like, some people really like the eye test and some people really like stats, but both are bad. Just for I just think that both are bad, and we don't need to use either.
One of my favorite centrist moments in history is by Russillo, my goat, my unironic goat. He's just too centrist to a fault. And so back in like 2020, or was it 2021? Yeah, it was COVID. So 2020. So back when COVID was at like its peak or whatever, he came on and he was like, yeah, I don't agree with some of the crazy, like a lot of the crazy right wing stuff that they're saying about this, that it's fake or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I also don't want AOC telling me I'm racist for not eating Chinese food. It was like, come on, man.
Yeah. There's this totally reasonable problem on one side, and there's a totally insane problem on the other side, and those are the same. That's the official stance of this podcast. I don't want AOC telling me I'm racist because I refuse to eat Chinese food, because the disease came from China. So this place over on 4th Street, the disease is probably there too. They're probably going back and forth to China all the time. That's how shit like this works.
Shout out to Wuhan. It's as big as London.
Whoa. Shout out to Russillo. Shout out to Wuhan. I'm done with the shout outs, except for this next shout out. Let me timestamp real quick, because we're not opening up with the number 1 seed. Those idiot morons up in Cleveland, Ohio. Who cares? Is Ohio a swing state?
Yeah.
Well, they did their
LeBron
job.
couldn't swing it.
Hey,
Wait, did it? I don't know who they voted for. I think it was Trump.
Well, as a centrist, like I said, as a centrist, I think they made the right choice, regardless. Oh, well, I guess they made the wrong choice because both parties are bad and the same. But we're not starting with those idiot morons. We're starting with the idiot morons down in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Hornets?
Yeah, the Charlotte Hornets.
And is there a sponsor for this segment?
I mean, you tell me. You tell me. I'm not tapped into that kind of stuff. Where would it come from if there was a sponsor for this kind of segment?
The Patreon. There's a Dropbox in the Patreon that you could leave a sponsor. You could sponsor this podcast essentially.
Oh, okay. So are you telling me that like in maybe 8 seconds there's going to be an advertisement talking about the Charlotte Hornets and why they're what I assume is goated with the sauce. If somebody paid $5 to make a slander ad about the Hornets, that'd be kind of crazy. But I guess that happened last week with Will Fraudy and Bryce Sensabaugh. So anything's possible.
Anything's possible.
Roll the clip.
The Hornets say they are pillars of a movement with unwavering intensity. They rise together. What's this? The solution? The NBA Cup. Who do they play? The Nets. Cam. Fusion. What happens after said fusion is undetermined. Paid for by Miles Bridges, 2024.
And we're back. Easy.
Wait, did you watch what it was?
No, not yet. Oh, I mean, I just did because it played, and we're doing this live, and I'm not going in after and editing it. But you could describe it again if you wanted.
I believe it ends. I believe it is brought to you by the Kill Miles Bridges Foundation. I think that might be what the sponsor name is. But
I think I might have to go in there and do some deep state censorship. I don't know if that's gonna make the final cut. Sorry to miss.
Guys, we're part of a network. We don't control who advertises with us. So if there's Republican ads, Democratic ads, gambling ads, we don't control any of it. So
the only ads that aren't allowed are there was in my old neighborhood, there was a car that was parked down the street that had a bumper sticker. It was just a plain black rectangle with bold white letters that said libertarian and nothing else on it.
Nice.
So I was gonna say no libertarian ads around, but maybe $8 a month you can put a libertarian ad on here. That's just the free market. I'm allowed to do that, you know.
But another thing he promoted is the idea of fusing the cams, Johnson and Thomas in Brooklyn.
Whoa,
that was part of it as well.
Okay, I can get behind that. That seems like something that RFK would be on board with for sure, because that's a healthy guy. Cam Thomas is not tall enough, and Cam Johnson, he's not like he can't dribble the ball enough. He's too willing of a passer. So I think for like a healthy, young, normal adult male, yeah, we should do something like that.
One last RFK thing: open Jeffrey Epstein friend. No, never tried to hide it, and like I think like sexual assault, and he's like, I had a past. I had a rambunctious past or something.
Okay.
But the
Okay,
Charlotte
Robert.
Hornets.
All right,
So
Bobby.
Mark Williams is officially questionable.
Whoa. As opposed to just out.
Well, I'm gonna need more from you with that. I'm gonna need more to take it from the top. Mark Williams is officially questionable.
Questionable with what?
No, excited like you're like it's gonna change things
Okay.
for them. when he goes
Holy
back.
shit! Mark Williams is. Whoa!
Yup, he's coming back soon. Everything is gonna turn around as
Well, that's what
soon
this
as
has
Mark
been
Williams
hinting
gets
on.
back.
You know, they're a bad team right now, but if you had like a good double, that's what I've been saying this whole time. They're a good double away from being like last year's Magic. You know,
So they are 2-2 in the past 4 games. Where do they sit in the overall East standings?
pretty low. I mean, not as low as you would expect.
Right outside the play-in.
Yeah. But like they started really good and they've kind of slid a little bit. But overall, I don't know. You're probably still happy with the season if you're a Hornets fan. They beat the Magic, they beat the Knicks, and then they also lost to the Oh wait, this is the Pacers. So I don't know who the Hornets beat or lost this week. But I do. Their win over the Knicks was really good. I remember that. And
Did
then
they win the game that LaMelo he made the crazy game tying buzzer beater or like a late shot? I think it was
wait,
against Detroit.
no, okay, I'm tweaking. Let me find my Hornet shit for real here. That was the Pacers thing. The Pacers win over the Knicks was really good. We'll get to that in an hour. The Hornets almost win over the Sixers is what you're talking about, where LaMelo
Oh,
had an insane fourth quarter. I think he went 6 of 9. He hit that like crazy falling out of bounds corner 3-point shot. And then I don't know, kind of clamped by a TikToker in overtime. That's what the streets are saying. Kind of locked up by a guy. I'm 2 days into college and I'm 3. Yeah, like, I don't know. Kind of put in prison by that guy.
he's not a TikToker. He's the chosen one, and we'll get to him. But LaMelo Ball, I saw someone posted a screenshot of. I think it's from Basketball Index. Um, it's like a full on. They do like a bunch of crazy advanced stat stuff. It was like, and they put grades on it, so they're grading his shooting, and he's A or A plus in like every possible way, like shooting gravity, this shooting blah blah blah. He's A in every single category except one where he has an F, and it's shot quality. They're like, man, he's taking crazy ones.
Yeah, I mean he does do that. He'll shoot whenever. And the Hornets broadcast kept touching. They go, he's got no conscience. He's a shooter with no conscience. And when he goes 6 for 9 in the fourth quarter and sends it to overtime, and he looks really cool. I think he's still leading the league in fourth quarter points per game. All that stuff. Yeah, no conscience looks good, but 3 other quarters of basketball. Sometimes, I mean, 55% true shooting over the last 4 games. I mean, I don't know. I did write down are you still a shot chucker if there's no other option on the team? Is he being forced into this? And if there was more offensive talent on this team, he wouldn't be taking 27 shots a game? Or is this something that he's kind of leaned into a little bit? Well, how do you feel about it?
I don't think there's any other choice, really. I mean, someone's got to stir the drink for these boys, and I don't think they have anyone else who could. So I'm not holding anything against him. You know who I am holding stuff against? Josh Green. Josh Green in his last 100 minutes has made 1 field goal, 4 total points, 6 turnovers. What's this guy doing?
Playing losing basketball, I guess. Jeez, although they're 500, so he's playing 500 basketball, but he's the sub 500 part of that, I guess. Yeah,
He's a very clear victim of the same thing as LaMelo, where he's great at drafting off of other stars like Luka. He's great at drafting off the attention of other people. He gets in the creases, and then he can make things happen. But there's no creases with this team. No one's making things happen except for LaMelo when he's making logo threes and crazy threes. But outside of that, there's it's just not the most conducive environment for Josh Green to succeed.
Yeah, I don't have a ton of thoughts on him other than that. I think Miller, looking at his stats, still getting his legs back under him. I think he's like 38% from the field, 33% from three over the last four. And yeah, I don't know. It's the Hornets. So if you're a Hornets fan from like the past 6 years, 6, 7, what are they? The 9 seed you said, or the 11 seed?
Yeah,
Uh,
they're right behind Detroit.
Okay, well, if Detroit makes the play-in over you, that's sad. If you're a Hornets fan, that is a letdown because that's an attainable goal. But overall,
I think Detroit's ahead of them at this point. They
they
just
are.
have more real roster.
Yeah. Okay, I'm on board with that. I don't have that many thoughts about the Hornets this week. I'm not gonna lie.
Get them out of our face.
Okay. Do you want to go back up to the top now?
I'm willing to go anywhere except
That's our elevator.
Atlantis.
Except where?
Atlantis.
Why wouldn't you want to go to Atlantis?
I'd be scared down there. It's the ocean.
I always assume Atlantis is really lit up, but if you think about it, Atlanteans probably got crazy night vision.
Oh yeah, and you got to think if I got there somehow, then probably a mischievous intruder got in somehow too, and he's gonna poke a hole and it's gonna flood.
I think they'd be cool if it flooded. They live down there.
Well, no, they're humans, aren't they?
I mean, not in DC. They can breathe and shit down there.
Well, then either way, I'm in trouble.
Okay, guys, leave in the comments down below. What does the Bible, the Quran, and the Torah say about Atlantis individually?
Oh, okay.
Hey, I just saw Conclave last night. It was gas.
Oh, it's so good. What did I? Oh, I saw A Real Pain.
Was it good?
It was good.
It seems
Very
good.
fun little 90-minute movie. Well, some people didn't think it's fun and somber.
Yeah, well, they're on a Holocaust tour, right?
Yeah,
So,
but it's still funny.
oh, you would think that. Wow.
Well, the Holocaust part is
Yeah, I guess it's not that serious to you.
well, actually, this is a theme of the movie about when to when to when to kill the vibe and when not to.
Yeah, Pablo's killing the vibe. Pablo's trying not to kill the vibe on the Holocaust tour. He's trying to have fun the whole time. Me, I'm in the corner of the train, quietly reflecting as we fucking roll through Poland. That's the type of shit I'm on.
Basically the whole movie is Kieran Culkin, who's like really really good in it.
Mhm.
He's like whatever the mood of the tour is, like he's just gonna kill it. And so like if everyone's somber, he'll be like upbeat or whatever. But if everyone's having fun, he's like, we're on a serious tour. It's just so funny. Him and Jesse Eisenberg are so good.
Have you ever seen Succession?
No, not yet.
You're a real piece of shit. You know that?
Oh,
Kieran Culkin's so good in this movie. You know what he's really good in?
I've
Succession.
seen the first few episodes a few years ago. He was great.
Yeah, he gets even better. The first few episodes are like the worst in the series. It's nothing uphill from there, you know? Hey,
His
fuck.
brother is actually really good in Home Alone.
What's that?
It's a heist movie.
Whoa. I love heist movies. I like heist movies where the criminals are really competent, you know? Like oh my god, Ocean's 11, and he's just like 8 steps ahead the whole time. I love stuff like that.
Remember when the Kings had Marvin Bagley and Harry Giles and they called them the Wet Bandits? That was actually a Home Alone reference.
Whoa. I love Marvin Bagley, so I'll probably love Home Alone. Dude, this sounds like my kind of movie. Damn. All right. Enough bits. I don't care about Home Alone. I don't care about the 90s. I do care about Home Alone 2, Lost in New York though.
Trump supporter. He's great.
Hey, whoa. Okay, I'm a centrist. So when he shows up in the movie, I don't
He was great in it. It was a great moment.
Yeah, I don't wet my pants like a little weenie little lefty. Be, oh my God, Trump is ruining America. The fabric of society is degrading. I go, whoa.
Let's edit him out and put in a gay person, right? That's what they want.
Let's edit him out and put in, like short hair Tilda Swinton. That's what the left wants you to do. But no,
Yup.
not me. Not me. I say, holy shit, he has aged so bad since that movie. And see, if you want to be mean to Donald Trump, that's what you do. You just say, damn, dude, you look like shit. The Cavs, they don't look like shit. They look like 4-0 this week. They beat the 76ers, the Bulls, the Nets, and the Warriors. They are undefeated at the time of this video. I don't think, do they play tonight? They probably
pull
do.
that up right now.
Last night was only Dallas and Utah choke job by one Luka Doncic. So I assume most teams are playing tonight. Evan Mobley, big news for white guys like us. He got a thinking basketball video.
I didn't see it yet.
It's only 5 minutes. It's like a preview of the Patreon shit. But yeah, the Cavs. It details the Cavs using him more as an offensive initiator to help alleviate the spacing issues. Kind of like the video like compares it to Draymond in Golden State. How even though he's like a 32% shooter over the last 6 years, they can just fix that by like having him pass the ball and initiate stuff. And Mobley's way better as an on-ball shot creator. So yeah, the Cavs have found a lot of success with that. And then it's also, I mean, that's like a driving force behind his individual offensive success this year as well. So shout out to Thinking Basketball. Go check that guy out. What do you think about the Cavs right now?
I heard on the Athletic Daily Podcast episode today that Darius Garland is number 1 in having the ball the most for them, and Evan Mobley's number 2. Donovan Mitchell's number 3 now. But yeah, they're just playing super democratic overall. Nothing super new. We've talked a lot about them so far, but probably everyone has. But yeah, they play the Bulls tonight, but it's an NBA Cup game, so different stakes.
Vucevic, what do you got for me?
Big game Vooch, God, and the Bulls are 5-7. Incredibly, wow, we're losing our pick. You know, if it's not top 10, we lose it.
Well, why do you need it? You're nearly a 500 basketball team.
Of course. Why would I need it? I have one of the most efficient centers in the league and one of the most efficient 2 guards in the league, Zach LaVine. I'm gonna kill myself.
Yeah, I did see a crazy. I was looking at Jared McCain's driving numbers. Darius Garland, he's shooting 84% on his drives. That's pretty insane. He's, I think, like taking 5 shots a game on those. So yeah, he's playing out of his mind. I did write down this team feels so like last year when we were talking about the Celtics, and this is also bias with us because we don't like them. Whenever we talked about the Celtics, we were like, oh, 4-0 this week. Who gives a shit? Moving on. This Cavs team, like, they haven't been blowing the doors off of teams. They beat the Warriors like that, 82 points in the first half, but they played the Nets this week. They entered the fourth quarter down 10 points. They played the Bulls. They entered the fourth quarter up just 3 points. And then against the 76ers, they entered the fourth quarter up just 4 points. And so it has taken like good high-level late game play for them to remain undefeated. It hasn't just been them. We shoot 45% from 3 and we take 60 a game. Although there has been some of that. The offense is insane. Overall, yeah, it just feels it's entertaining still. I'll say that much.
That was another interesting thing the guy pointed out on the podcast is that per possession they're actually taking less threes than they were last year. They're just making all of them so far. But I think that's obviously not everyone is going to shoot as well as they have been, but they're definitely all the shooters are being put in better positions to succeed. And I also forgot Max Strus has been out this entire time, so they got another shooter coming. Well, kind of shooter guy,
shooter. Miami
guy who takes a lot of shots, and sometimes he shoots well.
You remember the 75-foot game winner against the Mavs last year? Could a fake shooter make that? I don't think so.
No. Nope.
Yeah. Last thing I wrote down: should Donovan Mitchell get more MVP love? I wrote this down just because I thought it was funny. Going back to the Celtics again, how like the Celtics last year, everyone was like, "Oh my god," or a lot of people were like, "Damn, Tatum's got to be in these conversations because the Celtics are just so good. You know, best player on this kind of team. We have to have him in there." And then with this Cavs team, everyone immediately is just like, they're a good team. Everybody's contributing their own thing. Like there's not even like an entertainment of Mitchell or whoever you think is the best player on this team. Like I haven't seen anybody even try to force those guys into these conversations.
I saw someone make a comparison to the 2015 Hawks. This is not that. This is 3 stars, really. Well, Donovan Mitchell, bona fide star. Darius Garland, he was an offensive all-star. And now he's playing like that again. Jarrett Allen, defensive star, and then Evan Mobley, future star? I don't know. I don't know how you classify him at this point. But that's a very, very different level of talent to the Hawks, who Jeff Teague, Kyle Korver, Damari Carroll, Al Horford, Paul Millsap. I guess they were all stars, but still.
Yeah, geez, little Paul Millsap shot. Come on, dude. Tell me. I don't think he was ever called B-ball Paul. I think that's just Paul Reed. But
Yeah.
Paul Millsap, that guy was a bucket, dude. Nuggets legend. Respect. God damn, you don't respect tough, gritty post ups anymore. It's all I'm 7 feet tall and I run pick and rolls. Eat shit, dude.
Oh,
All right. Yeah. I mean, the Cavs are playing insane. When they lose, oh my god, we'll cover it like crazy. But until then, it's boring and nobody
I'm
cares.
I'm rooting for well, I'm definitely rooting for a W tonight. Please stomp the Bulls into the ground and maybe on your way out kick some guys in the shins. Not Vooch or Levine because they need their trade value, but Kobe, everyone
Damn,
else,
trying to
fair
get him
game.
to jump. That's insane. Kobe, his infectious smile, you want him stomped on. Um,
Yeah, I have to do what I have to do.
you know who else got stomped on this week? The
Oh,
Boston Celtics. Kind of,
oh,
not really. 3-1. They beat the Bucks. They beat the Nets twice, and they lost to the Atlanta Hawks without Trae Young. One of the more perplexing losses in this past week of games. I wrote down outplaying the Bucks in the clutch, not necessarily like worthy of a gold star, but that was definitely a game they could have lost. So I will like give them props for that and everything. I think they were down like 14 in the first half, and then just kind of let the Bucks beat themselves while they played good high level Celtics basketball the entire time. And then I guess so they lose in the group stage of the NBA Cup. They lose the first game. How does that stack up to like dominating the entire Eastern Conference en route to a Larry O'Brien trophy, which is worth more? You know, Emirates Cup, Larry O'Brien. How do you feel?
it definitely hurts. I mean, LeBron was able to get the win last year, and I think we all haven't shut up about it. It's just another
It's hanging in the
championship in his
rafters.
illustrious career. Yeah. So, and this is just another reason to prove that Celtics are frauds. That they don't perform in the big. Well, they're what did Tatum do in this game? Because the stars were the wings for the Hawks, but did they actually shut down the
Dyson Daniels was making life hard as shit for Jason Tatum. I remember that.
Tatum had 20 on 5 of 16 shots. So this is just big game Tatum. This is what this is. I mean, we're used to this by now.
Um, what did
And
Jalen
Jalen Brown
Brown
did well.
have?
He had
Yeah.
37 on 22 shots. But
Wow.
well, that's the Finals MVP. That's the Conference Finals MVP, right? Or did Tatum win one of those? No, didn't
No,
Brown win both?
Tatum's a loser. Idiot loser. Could never win a trophy of that caliber. Jalen Brown's the best player on the team.
It's just Jalen Brown's world, and Tatum is living in it. Also, Derek White had 31 on 15 shots.
He's so
But
good.
the wings weren't guarding him. I mean, he's guard, so he was being guarded by small guys.
Yeah. I don't know. In real criticism, I'm not gonna like obliterate Tatum for this game. It is what it is. It's a bad game. People are prone to them, and it's not like he could have been worse in the fourth quarter. Jalen Brown was cooking. So Tatum's best option of just like staying out of the way and like shooting it when it came to him, I think that was fine. I'm not like super mad at that. And I don't know. This doesn't feel like a reason to panic. It's just Celtics don't lose that much, it feels like. So it's, I mean, what do people want us to talk more about the 2 Nets wins or what? I tweeted out the Nets never get blown out, and it's crazy at halftime of the second one because it was like tied and they were down like 35 points by the middle of the fourth quarter. So, yeah.
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 Who's next?
Oh, I thought you were going to say, yeah. I thought I was going for, yeah, tennis. All right.
Timestamp it and get them out of our.
Timestamp. Oh, I'm stamping here. Who the fuck's after the Celtics? Oh, whoa, the Orlando Magic. Oh my god, there's magic in the air, ladies and gentlemen. Just an absolute gauntlet of a week. They went 4-0 against the Pacers, the Hornets, the Wizards, and the New Orleans Pelicans. Streets are saying Paolo is a usage merchant, and that Franz is doing literally everything the exact same way. It's like they're identical players. That's just what the streets are saying, you know.
Well, so they lose Paulo. He hasn't played a game in November. They start off on a big losing streak, but they were on the road, and Franz was sick for a little bit. Then they go on a big winning streak, but like you just pointed out, not the most illustrious competition. And this coincides when they go home and Franz is healthy again. Yeah, but Franz is putting up big volume numbers, but also just inefficient.
Yeah.
I looked at the on and off comparison, but Paulo offense definitely still better with Paulo, but his game is 5 game sample versus Franz 13 or whatever he's at, but pretty clear this is still incredible defensive team. Just they'll win the game. They're just trying to stay afloat on offense, kind of, and so
Yeah,
definitely will be better when Paulo is back to be a half court scoring threat and draw double teams at attention.
Yeah. Yeah, Franz. Okay, so Franz's last 4, 28 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds, 2 steals, 57% true shooting. It's not ideal considering I believe so in the last 4 games, as a team, the Magic rank 14th on offense despite playing the 30th, 29th, and 23rd ranked defenses so far. It's just nasty business. So yeah, like Franz 57% true shooting against this kind of competition. It's not ideal. It's not sick. I do think he's better suited to being a second option playing off of Paolo. And I also think when you look at like him and Jalen Suggs 3-point numbers have fucking tanked over the past couple of weeks. I think they're both down to like 32% after being really solid to start the year. That's another thing where you can be like, hey, if Paolo was here, we were good at those things when Paolo was playing. So it will be better with Paolo. The defense, like you said, though, is still fucking crazy. I think 8 game sample size without him. And the Magic are first in opponent points per game, which is they're nearly 5 full points ahead of second place there. They're first in opponents' field goal made and field goal attempts. They are 5th in opponent field goal percentage and 5th in opponent turnovers. So just a very high level defensive team that, I don't know, if Paolo's offensive load was like normal, he's not going to be like an all NBA defender or anything. But when he's playing and he's doing all that offensively, he is definitely the weakest defensive link on the floor for them a lot. So now it doesn't feel like that player on that end of the floor is really out there as much. They feel like a better defensive unit at the cost of being able to do nothing offensively.
Wendell Carter Jr. has been out for a little bit for them. And you know what that means. The man himself, Goga, has been going bonkers. Yeah, he's been having really good games for them. Just good defense, great play finishing. He's a good passer. He's just a really underrated player. But yeah, he said he used to pray to God to be able to beat Indiana because he was drafted by Indiana. That's where he started his career. And he said, I prayed about these days that I would get a chance to play with these guys and beat my old team beating Indiana always feels great. I'm telling you. I was praying about this. So he's a generational hater of Indiana. Um, but yeah, he's what a steal of a contract. How did no one else go out and get this guy? And he's only getting minutes because Wendell's hurt. So
Yeah,
like when Wendell is back, they might go back to putting him on the shelf.
they will. I'm sure they will. That's what they've been doing the whole fucking year. Yeah, it's frustrating. I'm Goga pilled. I'm a Goga head. 6 straight starts, including all 4 of these games. Again, not great defenses. The Pelicans, I mean, literally barely have a fucking center, and then Miles Turner sucks. The Hornets barely have a center. Miles Miles Turner sucks on defense. Let me be clear. He's a good offensive player, but yeah. In those 6 starts, Goga is 10.5 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, 1.5 blocks on 80% true shooting in just 24 minutes per game. Because that's another thing. Even when Wendell goes down and they're like, Goga, you're up, they still like Mo Wagner is one of the best backup centers in the league. So it's
Mm.
not like they have to like lean on Goga and give him like a ton of run and really see. I don't know. I don't want to use the phrase like what the ceiling here is because it's not like he's going to be an all-star or something, but he is
Mhm.
just a good player who does good stuff when he's out there. And so, yeah, I see you, Goga. I was going to ask you specifically, what's the deal with Tristan Da Silva? 23-year-old rookie. He's started 6 straight games for them as well. Offensive numbers don't look great. He's a good defender. Do you remember anything about him in like the scouting process or like the pre-draft stuff? Is there anything on that front?
Supposed to be jumbo shooter and just smart guy on both ends. I think there's defensively, I think there's some physical limitations, but yeah, overall the hope was just jumbo shooter. So he hasn't necessarily been
Hey,
that
him
yet.
and KCP, they 2 great shooters. What could go wrong?
Yeah. Um and I think KCP is getting good looks, right? He's just missing.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't like dug into the shot quality a ton, but I mean, the numbers are inexcusable, even if he's like constantly smothered. 22% from three is third worst in the entire NBA among players taking at least 4 attempts a game. Can you list the 2 players below him? Do you know them? One of the two, even.
Wait, it's 3-point shooting with 4 attempts a game?
Yes.
Okay. So are they starters?
Yeah.
Or are they in the East or West?
Split.
Crap. Okay, who's someone was shoot? Oh, is it Denny?
No, it's not. That's a good guess.
Oh, thank God. Paul Jordan. No, he didn't play enough games. Who would be? Is it? It's not Giddy. He's lighting it up from three.
Mm-mm.
I give up. Who is
It's Podziemski and Alex
it?
Starr.
Oh, Alex Starr's taking 4.
He's taking like 4.8. He's fucking spamming
That's
threes.
that's good. That's a good sign, honestly.
Hey, as long as they're not mid ranges, I don't care. That's fine. Yeah. So I don't know. If you're a Magic fan, waiting for Paolo to get back, I believe in the pieces that are here. I mean, the KCP stuff is genuinely worrying to me because he already didn't really look good through the last like third of last season. Um, and so like you might just be stuck being a dog shit 3-point shooting team again. It is what it is. But once Paolo gets back, this team still should be pretty solid in an Eastern Conference that it's not a bloodbath. If you're as good as we know the Magic can be, you should be fine in terms of like making the playoffs and stuff.
They're third seed right now.
Beautiful. Beautiful. The sunny skies of Orlando. Oh my god. All right. Who's next? Oh my God, the Knicks. Let me get this timestamp. All right. So the New York Knicks are 2-2 this week. They beat the 76ers and the Bucks. They lost to the Bulls and the Pacers. They are the 11th worst defense in the league and the 4th best offense. This is a funky roster so far. There's good, there's bad, there's ugly. What do you think about the Knicks right now?
They are such frauds. Did you see Jalen Brunson's missed game winner against the Bulls? It rimmed out like Kawhi's shot. Yeah. How are you losing to the Bulls? That's so. I was so mad watching that, and I think Carl Towns like wrecked us.
He
But
did 46 points. I meant to go through because they also lost his 60-point game last year. I wonder when the last time he scored like 45 in a win was.
what did he have in Game 7 or whatever against
He probably had
Denver?
like
The Knicks.
28 or 30, but it just felt like a million points because nobody was scoring at all.
But yeah, they. Wait, what was the question?
Just how do you feel about the Knicks? Jesus Christ, buddy's fucking shooting up ivermectin off screen. His brain's rotting.
No, they're same place they have been. Just McAllister's just disappointment. Got to figure it out. Did you see OG almost landed on Anne Hathaway?
I did. Oh, I love Anne Hathaway. She's the best.
And then she made a video the next day where she talked about it. She said OG. It's crazy. She said, I've always been wanting that to happen.
And he commented on it. He said, "You're welcome." And he's like a
Ah.
he's like a 0 dark 30 social media guy, I guess. So she got him out of retirement. That's pretty cool.
Wow. Anything for? Do you think he knows her as Catwoman or as Devil Wears Prada?
I think he knows her as Princess Diaries. I'm gonna have
Okay.
a deep cut there. So yeah, Cat last 4, he's been 32, 11, and 3 with 66% true shooting. He's shooting 45% on nearly 8 attempts per game. He's scored 30 or more 4 times in the last 5 games, including 46 in the loss to Chicago that we just talked about. He's been otherworldly offensively. I do like. We give Rudy so much credit, Rudy Gobert, for like making him passable on defense that like I don't think a lot of people looked around, myself included, and we were like, damn, this motherfucker's life is so hard on offense because Rudy Gobert just can't do anything and is always in the way of like his favorite spots. So yeah, Cat's been crazy. The 3-pointer has really come around. That's what you want to see. He was like low 3-point attempts for the first few games, but 8 attempts, that's a volume I'm cool with. Mr. GOAT big man shooter. They are the worst clutch team in the league so far, though.
Ooh. One thing about Towns is he's always been a very mixed bag as a passer, but he'll pull off some incredible passes from time to time. But every time he does, I swear it involves his arm hooking over his head. Like that's always the delivery angle for every great pass that he ever throws. He's always going crazy with that.
Well, it's because he's a good passer when his back is to the basket and a double comes and a guy is open for a dunk. He's a great passer, and so he could do that in the post. He could do that from the elbow. He's great at those passes. But like face up, and what's worse is it's like it's a cycle that feeds itself. Where like he'll make one of those passes and then he'll face up and he'll be like, "Damn, I see a different angle. I could do this one," and just throws it like directly out of bounds or to the defense or something. Or at least he was like that in Minnesota. I haven't super locked into that aspect of his game in New York yet, but overall, you're probably like the Mikal Bridges stuff is the stuff that you're upset with if you're a Knicks fan right now. I have a little game called Better Than Bridges? ?
Oh, okay.
The point of this game is to guess who is worse at catch and shoot 3-pointers. I have a list of players here. So I'll start off. Zachary Rizache. Is he better or worse than Mikal Bridges on catch and shoot threes?
I think he's worse because I think his percentage is still in like the 20s overall.
Yes, he is worse. He is shooting 27% on 4.3 attempts.
Oh, brother.
Good job. Brooke Lopez.
I hope he's better.
He is very slim.
Good.
Oh man, it's a very slim margin, so I can't say I don't want to give it away. But he is shooting slightly better. Jalen Johnson.
Oh, I bet he's worse.
He's better. Even
brother.
It's like a fraction of a percentage. And oh my God, RJ Barrett.
He's got to be better.
He is better. He's shooting 35% on 4.4.
Okay. So, I was gonna say I'm gonna jump on him.
Yeah,
girls get him.
we'll get to RJ Barrett. He's down there. I have some stock that's rotting in my portfolio.
Oh God.
Yeah, Mikal Bridges stands alone as the worst catch and shoot 3-point guy in the league, at least among guys taking 5 or more attempts a game. So Rizichet 27% on 4.3 attempts. Mikal Bridges is an even 30% on, I believe, 5.5 attempts. Brooke Lopez 30.8, and then Jalen Johnson is 30.6. So yeah, it's bizarre too because in the corners, Mikal Bridges is 47% from 3.
Should have changed those mechanics.
I guess. Damn, now you got me fucking yawning. You son of a bitch. Oh my god. Yeah, so in the corners he's 47% from 3. Above the break he's 15%. He's like 5 of 33. So it's weird. It's disappointing, and he's ass on defense. Like so you don't. It's not even just like, oh man, it's not like the Alex Caruso. We're only getting one way. Damn, this is tough. I don't know how we're gonna deal with this. You're really not getting it either way. It's a little bizarre.
I've noticed him shooting some no dip threes from the corner. I wonder if that has something to do with it.
Yeah, maybe.
He doesn't get the hitch when he doesn't dip.
Oh yeah, and then I wrote down in the mid range he's over 68%. Two attempts a game, but real bucket getter, that guy. So
Kevin Durant.
Yeah. Other than that, Jalen Brunson has not been particularly good in the clutch. Going back to what I was saying about them being the worst clutch team in the league right now. In 19 minutes in the clutch, Brunson has scored 8 points on 3 of 12 shooting and is a team worst minus 28. So, yeah, in that 3 of 12 is the miss against the Bulls that rimmed out a la reverse Kawhi Leonard game 7.
Inshallah.
Whoa, okay.
Do you get it? You said Allah.
Yeah, well, that's what I meant. I said, God, reverse Kawhi Leonard game 7. Inshallah. I'm done with the Knicks. Do you have any final thoughts?
No, get these guys out of my face.
Frauds, idiot losers. I can't believe you traded Julius Randle for this guy. What an embarrassment. Oh my God. All right, 51-30. God, it takes nothing to be high up in the East. The Indiana Pacers are 2-2 this week. They beat the Knicks, the Magic, and then they lost to the Magic and they lost to the Hornets. This is what I was talking about in the Hornets segment. Their win over the Knicks was really good. You got like a bounce back game from Halliburton. He went for 35 and 14 on 77% true shooting. He looked super cool in the clutch. Again, he outplayed Jalen Brunson in the clutch, and then the rest of the games he has been kind of mid still. So, do you have any Pacers thoughts?
No, just Benedict Mathurin, keep on keeping on. I'm gonna have to sit down and watch him soon. I haven't.
He's goated. He's sick. I wrote it down. Oh, eight and a half free throws a game this week while shooting 58% from 3. So, guy like you, fucking dork nerd, that's like, oh, my analytics. Oh my God, you'll love it. It'll be so sick.
That was the craziest thing about him his rookie year, is how many free throws he was getting. It was nuts.
Yeah, the only stuff I wrote down about them, him and Siakam have both played really well this week. Siakam's been like a constant good presence. It just sucks that Halliburton has started so bad. And then their bench, now that we have like a pretty solid sample size, their bench is way worse than it was last year. They were probably like the best backup unit in the league last season. They're now the 7th worst by net rating. Last year, they were 1st in points per game, 1st in field goal percentage, 4th in 3-point percentage, and 5th in rebounding. This year, they're 10th in points, 2nd in field goal percentage, 12th in 3-point percentage, and 21st in rebounding. So when you look to like McConnell, he's been worse. Obi Toppin's been worse. I think Ben Shepherd has been pretty solid for them. It just had like he's not a big volume offense guy.
Yeah.
And then we also lose Jalen Smith, which for all of the frustrations that Indiana had with him and for how he's not, is he getting a lot of burn in Chicago? I think he's still like a firmly bench guy, right?
Yeah.
So
And Nemhard's off the bench for them still, right? Or no?
I think he started every game he's played in. If I was looking at,
Oh, I see.
yeah, him and Neesmith have not been incredible to start the season.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. With all that said, what are we at, the 5th seed now? So dog shit start from Halliburton. Your backup unit's non-existent, and you still get to be the 5th seed in the Eastern Conference, just waiting for stuff to figure itself out. Your life could be worse, you know?
I saw a guy on TikTok say that his comparison for Cooper Flag is Siakam, and that's actually pretty interesting. That might be closer than a lot of people have gotten. Obviously, he's like supercharged Siakam on defense, but offensively, it might not be that different of an experience.
Mm-hmm. Dude,
How would you feel if Siakam was all a depoy level defender,
that's
franchise player?
unironically one of the best players in the league. Siakam, I love Siakam's offense. The whole thing with him, like lately, is that his defense is not good. And when he exploded onto the scene in Toronto, that was like one of my favorite things about him. Back when
Yeah.
when a player's young and they have tools like that, oh my god, the sky's the limit. The future is so bright. Like your whole life's ahead of you, and now he's stuck in like a cubicle office job in Indianapolis
Oh,
doing a 45-minute commute each way, going home to like frozen TV dinners, a wife that's annoyed, ungrateful kids. He's looking back on the glory days in Toronto being like, holy shit, I was so good in the passing lanes. This is crazy. My help side was disgusting, and now it's just not like that in Indiana.
I can't imagine going from rich person living in Toronto to rich person living in Indiana. That's nuts.
Not too much. Hey, I won't shit on Indiana. I've never been
I
there.
will.
Okay, hey, do what you got to do. Do you have any final thoughts on the Pacers?
No.
Okay, well, you got to carry the Bulls segment because I didn't write shit down for them. They went
It's,
two and
it's
well,
it's just the same old, same old. It's just we're getting good performances, good enough performances to keep us 5-7, which is a disaster because we don't own the pick. We have to be bad enough to keep the pick, and we have to sell off these assets that have miraculously retained value. Zach Levine in the Knicks game was like prime Steph Curry. He went on an insane shot making run. But yeah, someone I saw some discussion about how his contract is better than someone else's right now. Maybe it was Bridges, I don't know. But yeah, you gotta trade Levine, you gotta trade Vucevic. This team is heading nowhere. If you delude yourself into thinking that this team is gonna do anything, you need to be put in a straitjacket. You need to be fed rat poison.
holy shit. Damn. Okay.
And you know what? The only saving grace, the only hope I have, is that maybe Donald Trump will appoint Arturas Karnisovas to his cabinet.
What would he be the secretary of?
I don't know, Secretary of Basketball Decision Making.
Nice. God, we should be on SNL. We're so funny.
Write that down, Colin Jost.
We're so oh, Colin, I know you're listening. It wasn't cool how you talked about how you did that White House talk. You're not based for that.
What'd he say?
I don't know. He just talked at the White House and like a
Oh,
bunch of people. It was during like the peak of like people actually being upset and talking about Gaza, and so like everyone was like, Colin, what the fuck? And I'm like, that's the most lived up man I've ever
the fuck? Colin Jost isn't based? The fuck?
Oh my god.
Harvard SNL writer? What? You know he cheats on Scarlett Johansson.
With who?
It's just an open secret in New York City that he kind of gets around. It's just an open secret that we all know in New York City. Heard it from Glam Demon. So,
you seem like a magazine reader.
I would be if they were still in their heyday.
I know. That's fucked up. I wish like if I could pick up a tabloid for $3 in the grocery store checkout line. Oh my god. I would read all that stuff. That'd be great.
Damon Albarn is broke up with his girlfriend.
Whoa, Australian tabloid.
The British.
I don't
The,
know.
you know that guy? The Blink. What are they called? What is it? Blur.
Blur, love one song. Maybe a few songs by Blur.
The big song. Woohoo!
I love that song. That's song 2. That's what that's called. I know it by name. And then Boys and Girls. I love that
Um,
song as well. But I only like it because it sounds good. As a centrist, I cannot condone its message of like polygamy and getting around and stuff. That's just a bit too wild for my taste.
he's the Gorillas guy too.
Whoa. I can't get on board with gorillas for sure. Because I like cartoons. That's the only reason why.
Oh, Cartoons and Cereal by Kendrick Lamar. Who's next? Timestamp those.
Understand. God damn it. I closed my phone. The Hawks are next. 2-2. They hilarious record. They beat the Knicks, they beat the Celtics, and then they lose to the Pistons and the Bulls. So it's just like, okay, we're just gonna lose to all. I mean, the Pistons aren't terrible, I guess, and they barely lost, but still, embarrassing stuff. The win without Trae, genuinely very impressive. Dyson Daniels looked sick, career high 28 points, 11 in the fourth quarter. The first person since 1987 to average more than 6 steals a game. We talked about that on fucking Tuesday or whenever. Time means nothing to me. Jalen Johnson starting to get his flow back a little bit. The most improved player stuff. It's back on track over the last 6 games. I can get into that in a second. Do you have any thoughts about him?
No thoughts other than Dyson Daniels has gotta be first team. He has the best resume so far for first team all defensive wing. Him and one other guy that we'll talk about tomorrow.
Jamal Shed.
No, well maybe at the guard or wait, I forget if they're positionless.
Who cares? You don't have any thoughts. What do you have thoughts about? What do you?
I the last couple teams my notes were pretty thin because I started at the bottom feeders and then I was working my way up and I ran out of time.
Hey, I got nothing on the next. Well, I got some shit on the next few, but the Nets specifically, I don't have anything. So yeah, Jalen Johnson, first 6 games, 16 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 3.5 turnovers, 49% true shooting. Ugh, disgusting. What a bumbling buffoon. His hands are made out of concrete. He's shooting 65% in the restricted area. Aren't you supposed to be an athlete? Aren't you
Oh,
supposed to be one of the best players in the league in transition? You're fucking bricking everything we throw you in the paint. Oh my god, you're shooting 24% on catch and shoot threes? Take a seat on the couch next to me. You shouldn't be in the league. However, the last 6 games, 22 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, 58% true shooting, 3.2 turnovers. He's shooting 74% in the restricted area. Oh my God. He's so muscular. He's so handsome. He's literally Herculean. He's Adonis. He's carved from marble. He's the kind of people that they write folk tales and myths about. He could beat John Henry in a race through a mountain. Uh,
wow.
36% on catch and shoot threes on 5 attempts. I forgot to mention he was 4 attempts in the first 6 games. So more volume, better catch and shoot player. He's just coming around. He started like really, really bad, and now he's about what I expected him to be so far this season. I've been saying all off season 20, 10, and 5 on good efficiency with good 3-point shooting. I would be happy if his season averages could look about where they're at over the last 6 games.
DeAndre Hunter had a daughter this week.
Fred VanVleet boost? Anybody?
Perhaps. And then now I'm seeing 5 hours ago, I'm told the Hawks have assigned Bogey, Buffkin, and Krejci to the G League so that they can have a full practice with them. All of them are expected to make the Hawks' upcoming road trip. So we're getting reinforcements. Things are going to get Avit Krejci.
Okay. Well, tonight they play the Wizards for the 3rd time. The Wizards are 2-8. Both wins
For
are
the 3rd time already.
yeah, 3rd time in 11 games, which for most teams would be like a massive boost to your the Hawks could be the 3rd seed right now if they had just taken care of business getting all their games against the Wizards. But they're playing him again tonight. Trae is going to be playing. He was not on the injury report tonight.
Oh,
Can they be 2-1 against the Wizards? What do you think?
I don't know. Jordan Poole just dropped big game on the Spurs. He's so back.
Demon. Oh my god. We'll get to the pool party down there. Oh my god. We'll take a trip down the stairs and we'll dip our toes into the pool in a little bit. But for right now, we must slog through the Brooklyn Nets. They're 1-3. Oh, do you have any final Hawks thoughts, Mister? I didn't write anything down.
No, get those frauds out of here.
Who's not a fraud in the East? You think?
Who's not a fraud? As in, does a fraud have to be good? Because some people are.
Define it how you want.
Because some people are genuinely bad, and like the Sixers are a fraudulent bad team.
Okay.
Hopefully. And hopefully the Bucks are too. But who's not a fraud? Boston. Are those the only guys we can 100% say are off fraud watch?
I mean, if we're saying bad things can be real too, I'd say the Wizards are not frauds. The Wizards should be down there.
Yeah, the Wizards are legit, and the Raptors.
Oh God. Scotty will be back soon, and then you'll see. Everyone will see. Scotty's coming back. They're making the plan. Yeah, the Nets 1-3. They beat the Pelicans. They lost to the Cavs, and then they got to play the Celtics twice. So good for them. I didn't write anything down. Take it away, Mr. Escobar.
Nick Claxton has been diagnosed with a back injury. He caught it from Ben Simmons, I bet. It's a lower back strain. He's scheduled to receive an epidural injection later today. What is he, pregnant? You get it? Because that's what they give. That's what they give pregnant
That's not
women.
funny. That's not funny. You don't make jokes about women, okay? Don't make jokes about pregnant women. God,
okay.
Fucking violent. I almost didn't come on.
I'm sorry.
I knew you were gonna do some shit like this. I almost didn't pick up the phone, and then fucking, oh my God, what is she pregnant? Fuck you. Jeez. I'm sorry. It was too much. God, I abandoned my centrism for a second.
Don't take the epidural. Don't take it. It's unnatural.
Wonder what he would be cool with. I wonder, genuinely wonder if you'd handcuffed him to a pregnant woman.
Have you seen the video where he's covered in bees, or not even bees, bugs? I forget. He was just swarmed with bugs. It's crazy. Yeah. So Nick Claxton is out. His status will be updated in 1 week. So he's not indefinite. His status will come out in a week, and then we'll know how long he'll be out. But we got some hype for Jordi Fernandez, the Nets coach. Remember in the offseason, he was pushing the innovative idea of big boy ball? Well, I saw someone say on their subreddit, they posted that he has a published peer-reviewed paper on basketball advanced metrics. I didn't read it yet. I'm gonna probably later. But yeah, he's published a paper, and then someone else said, yeah, apparently he's completed all the coursework for a PhD and only needs to finish his dissertation. He said if he wasn't coaching, he'd be a university professor and researcher at this point.
That's really just one of the most brilliant basketball minds on the planet. One of the most accredited, accomplished people in the industry right now. And he's in the practice facility being like, Cam, that's a bad fucking shot. Cam, kick it out. God damn it.
I have research showing this is a bad shot. And Kent, I was like, whatever. I don't care.
Just turn around, baby. My legs are facing the wrong direction. And it still went in. Oh, shit.
But yeah, he's the first author linked in the study that they posted, and he's apparently been cited in other peer-reviewed studies 74 times. Whoa! That's a better track record than ivermectin for outside of horse blindness or whatever. But yeah, so the Nets, work in progress, but also there's way too many Giannis Nets discussions.
I know.
There's no way.
Has he said he wants to play in New York? Is that what it is?
In the past, I don't know if it's possible.
Sounds familiar, because otherwise this feels like people are like, of course, immigrant. He's going to the big city. Of course he wants to play in New York. Have you ever come to America? And it's like, okay, cool on that, guys.
It's weird because I think Dennis Schroeder and Spencer Dinwiddie have mentioned it. It's like you
Oh
guys
my
are the
God.
players.
I just want to talk about an upgrade from lonely, single, washed Damian Lillard to
Oh,
nuclear bomb Dennis Schroeder, world champion Dennis Schroeder. Um, yeah, talk about an upgrade. Oh my God, he could probably
no,
pick
they wouldn't be able to get to play with each other because the Bucks are not doing that trade if Dennis Schroeder's not coming back.
if Dennis Schroeder's on the table, I'll pick up the phone, but I don't know about that. Yeah. All right. Well, I hope Claxton feels better. I like him.
But
Other
yeah, they're 1-3 in the last 4.
yeah, they should be. I mean, yeah, they should be at the bottom. They should be like genuine garbage team, trying as hard as they can to get Cooper Flag or whoever. There's
They should be down at Rutgers watching some games.
is Rutgers in New York?
New Jersey.
I don't know where anything is. I realized that geographically, I don't know where anything is in relation to anything else. If you show me a map, I'll sound like the dumbest fucking guy in the room. But I do know where Miami is.
Oh,
Because of that Will Smith
do you? Do you know which part of Florida?
South Beach.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going.
Which side's Tampa on?
Uh, it's on one of it's Tampa gets fucked up by hurricanes because it's on the west side, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. There you go. There you go. I would not have known that like 6 weeks ago before that other hurricane hit. I just saw something about it on Twitter. All right. So Miami, they are 1-3. They beat who'd they beat? The Wolves, and then they lost to the Pistons, the Nuggets, and the Suns. Spoelstra, choke artist, disaster class, idiot moron, slipper moment. Timeout, guys, timeout. Yeah, you don't have any, genius. Go back to what he was like. He was like towel boy for them. He worked his way all the way up, right?
He was video coordinator.
Okay, well, maybe he needs to coordinate how many timeouts he has.
Nice.
Other than that, Tyler Hero's been sick, and I think they've been pretty mid in the clutch. I know the Suns came back on them. The Nuggets beat the brakes off them. But yeah, overall disappointing. Your good players aren't playing good. And so you're like wasting one of the best stretches of Tyler Hero's career.
Yeah, he just dropped 40 the other day. So Miami Heat fans, as we've talked about before, they behave a certain way. And so I saw a screenshot where they went into the Bucks subreddit, and this is what the post was. We'll give you Bam, 3 first-round picks, Jovic, and 2 swaps. We need to get Tyler some help. Where and Giannis?
Wait.
I'll repeat it for you.
Okay.
We'll give you Bam, 3 first-round picks, Jovic, and 2 pick swaps. We need to get Tyler some help. Where and Giannis?
Wait, what does where and Giannis mean in this? Like,
he's saying like the foundation of our team is Khalil Ware and Giannis. Like we're doing this trade to pair Khalil Ware with Giannis and get Tyler some help. Those 2 guys will be the help for Tyler.
They love Khalil Ware. I've been seeing in all the McCain stuff.
Just a seething Miami Heat fan in the background.
Yeah, like every Jared McCain post I see, it's just some guy being like, "God damn it, Khalil Ware would be here in rebounds if they fucking played him. He would be here for sure." And so yeah, just like I don't know, it's very funny to. Were they picked like one after the other, like right next to each other, or super close? Do you remember?
Oh, it's possible. He's the 15th pick. Let's see what McCain was. McCain was the 16th pick.
Okay, all right. So it's not completely out of the blue, but it is funny to just see Heat fans like unprompted as McCain's dominating, just being like, "God damn it," almost.
That's not something that they can let go. That they can just not take personally. The 1 pick difference from their guy to the other guy. This is something they have to be on the battlefield for. They can't operate otherwise.
Yeah. But overall, it is funny because like for all of the Heat fans, that we're like, you're not getting Tyler Hero for Damian Lillard. You're getting everyone else.
See,
They're up. Those guys are up right now. Like Hero has been playing, I don't know. The points are worse. I know Dame is averaging like 27 or whatever, but Hero's been playing out of his mind. And so those guys are technically up right now. It's just somebody used like a wish from a tricky genie or something. They're like, I want people to see. And so Tyler Hero gets to play better than Dame, but it's in a team set. They're like, Bam's 33% from the field. Ooh, he's getting outplayed by Jalen Duren. Ooh, it's scary. So yeah, it's all I got for the Heat. Do you have any thoughts, Mr. Escobar?
no, get these guys out of our face as well.
Get these jokers out of here. Get these jabronis out of here, dude. Jeez.
Someone in the East has got to start doing something interesting.
Okay. Hey, the Patreon episode should be sick tomorrow. I like how we're already to this dynamic. There's 13 fun teams out in the Western Conference, and I'm sitting here. Hey, the Pistons are fun. Let me cool on the Pistons.
I love Jaden Ivey. He's come back down to earth a little bit, but I still love him.
Well, even for a guy who jumps as high and stays in the air as long as Jaden Ivey, at some point his feet must touch the ground again. So he's not immortal, but he'll be back. I believe it. Pistons 2-2 this week. They beat the Heat. They beat the Hawks. They lose to the Bucks. They lose to the Rockets. Giannis victims. Ron Holland, the most obvious choke in history. Like a blatant bad no or a ghost call on an out of bounds lob play to send Ron Holland to the line. Giannis broke it up pretty cleanly, and they reviewed it and they still called it a foul. And like it cuts to Holland at the line, and I mean he looked like a cartoon character, like huge eyes, knees like shaking together, being like, oh, I just got to make one of these. Okay, I'll do it, you guys. He bricks both. They end up losing in overtime. Cades continue to play pretty well. I wrote down this is like the fake Magic because they are the 13th ranked defense. I don't know what they ranked before Giannis obliterated them. I assume it was probably a little higher. But they're a good defense with an inefficient offensive engine doing everything he can to uplift the team in Cade Cunningham. So what is this? The Orlando Magic? What is this? Is this cool Pablo over here? Pablo with aura? I don't know. That's for the fans to decide. That's not for the media like you and me to figure it out.
So yeah, I'll tell you what, their best lineup, it includes Beef Stew at center and not Jalen Duren. But yeah, the Pistons, I watched them against the Rockets. Cade, I don't even know whether to blame them because the Rockets, Tari Eason and Amen Thompson are just obliterating everybody in sight, and so they were just trying to avoid them at all costs. But yeah, they're definitely on a good track. I feel good about the Pistons because relative to last year, how long did it take them to get 5 wins?
Oh my God, it must have been January when they got 5 wins. Yeah, I'm not tweaking about them at all because you've gotten a lot of cool stuff. That just like even if they were worse, but like they had closed games the same way they have so far this year, it's night and day compared to last season. Where last season, especially during the losing streak, if they were remotely close, you knew they were going to dissolve in the closing minutes. It was going to be like the fucking Alec Burks show or whatever. En route to a loss. And so far this season, I mean, they've had a lot of like cool stuff going for them in the clutch. Cade Cunningham, specifically as like a chase down clutch block guy.
Oh man, the game winner no, it didn't win the game, but but the block on Şengün is crazy.
Well, he did that. He did it on Şengün. He did it on to win the Hawks game as well. And then he had a few more in transition that weren't necessarily like closing minutes, but it was definitely to like help keep the game close. So yeah, he's been really good. And then also their clutch drawn up plays, the play to get Ron Holland that lob that could have won them the game if he hit the free throws. And then they also won the game against Miami that way. That's what prompted Spoelstra to do the timeout with no timeouts left, is that Detroit drew up a play so good for damn, I can't remember who got the dunk, but it was like wide open. Miami was not ready for it at all. That tied it up. And then yeah, Spoelstra obviously gave them the free throw to win the game. But overall, they've just seemed like a much smarter, better, more competent coach. Doesn't want to get fired, isn't actively playing one of the worst players in the league in the starting lineup. All of that stuff, they've seemed a lot better in those regards.
Yeah, and Tobias Harris, what is Tobias Harris up to? Has he improved as a shooter? No, but either way, his existence, Malik Beasley's existence, and Tim Hardaway Jr.'s existence, and Jaden Ivey, I think he's fallen back down to earth as a shooter as well. But it's just a more competent shooting team than they were before, which is complete disaster class.
Let me look. I know Beasley's been crazy as a shooter still. 38% on 8.5 attempts a game. That would have been far and away their best shooter last year. Like, they didn't have anybody approaching that last season. And then Tim Hardaway also is 46% on nearly 6 attempts. Tobias Harris is 29% from 3. So
Where I think that's up, right? From what it was?
I don't know. Let me open his game log real quick. If 29% is up, Sixers fans, I mean, they should be vindicated. This is insane. But overall, I don't know. He hasn't been like complete destruction for them. Okay, so yeah, in the first 7 games, he was 19% from 3. So,
Oh,
hey, all right, let me see. Last 4. Let me get these splits real quick. That is 53% from 3 on nearly 5 attempts.
we're so back. We're back in business.
Oh my God.
It's literally Clippers to Tobias Harris again. And more good news: Asar Thompson is cleared. I don't think we did an episode by the time that happened. But yeah, he's been cleared by the committee. He's coming back. So won't help with the shooting woes, but they're gonna have an incredible perimeter defender.
2 Ron Hollands out there. Whoa, this guy's crazy. Yeah. Oh my God, what a beautiful. I like it when the moon rises and it looks like very big on the horizon. I got one of those going on right now.
At 4:58, folks.
Hey, you guys would not know about that. Summer cells. Oh my God. Hey, it'd be cool if it was summer and I could this is like the first time of day I could walk outside. And I would still get like really sweaty and obliterated by bugs. But yeah, it'd be nice because I'd have like there's like I get like 3 hours of livable daylight there.
No, it's cool that you're inside for the next 7 hours in the dark. That's cool.
I don't have to be inside. I could go outside. I'm not a fucking weenie.
Well, what temperature is it there now?
I'll wear a coat. I'll go outside if it's fucking 20 degrees.
You want to be outside in the cold, in the wind.
God, dude, you're okay. I would assume this all goes back to your family life and how you're not Christmas pilled. You're not holly jolly. You were.
No, I like Christmas.
Okay, well then fucking go build a snowman, dude. Go sledding. Good lord.
It doesn't snow anymore.
That's true. That's fair. I would also like
It's just cold.
I would also like to point out that the daylight thing it's really daylight savings. It's not winter's fault.
Okay. No, there's literally less. There's less sunlight.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. But it's like building a system around a player that like can't shoot or whatever. It's already less daylight, and then my head coach is coming in and saying, "No, what we need to do is make it even less." That's the problem. I think if we could get I know there's only 7.5 hours of daylight, but we're gonna make it so there's really only 6 hours. That'll fix everything. It's fucking. That's what Monty Williams would do if he was in charge of this. That's the Killian Hayes of like structuring your days. It's fucking terrible.
Countdown to December 21st or 22nd, the solstice. That'll be the shortest day of the year, and then we're ticking back up.
Solstice.
And then
we're doing a ritual on the solstice, everybody. We haven't figured out what it's going to be, but
we're gonna bring back Avatar Roku.
Oh my God, I'm gonna bring back Kyoshi. Is she the one who like sunk the fucking island into the ocean?
Yeah.
Based one of the coolest ladies in fiction.
Well, we didn't hear Chin the Conqueror's point of view, so
He
he could have been right.
Hey, both sides are bad and the same. I continue, I just keep going back to that. Both sides are the same. You guys wouldn't understand that. You're so caught up in like your petty, like tribal squabbles. Like you view this like it's sports or something, but politics is real life, and so both sides are bad and the same, and I don't want anything to change.
And I view sports like politics, where
Oh, okay.
my team can do no wrong. No, Jaden Ivey can do no wrong.
I like that. Oh, dude, there's a lot of Luca fans like that right now. There was this guy going crazy on Twitter last night where he's like, "God damn it, Derek Lively fell asleep." Because Luca gave and then that was wrong, and everybody torched him for it. So he pivots to the coach was yelling at Luca. He was yelling something at him, and it confused Luca, and that's why he was asleep on the play. It's not because
I buy into that. I'm okay with blaming Jason Kidd.
it wasn't Kid though; it was like an assistant.
Oh, well, Kidd assistant, so reflects badly on upper management.
The Kid cabinet. All right, Pistons done. We already talked about the Hornets, I guess. What am I going to now? Let me scroll down. Oh, Jesus Christ. The Bucks. 2-2 this week.
The Yucks.
Hey, that's good. The Fucks.
Thanks. Oh, all right. A little graphic.
The Ducks.
Okay. Well, I mean, just different. Just not their name. But, I mean, is there an analogy there?
If it look so we could do like, if it looks like a duck, walks like a duck,
okay.
walks like a duck.
Hey, are they actually a bad team? If they look like a bad team, play like a record's bad.
Yeah. Which, there's Doc Rivers on the sidelines, Although historically his teams have not been like they're winning 50 games. It's just like shit goes wrong afterwards.
But we got to remember they usually have enough talent to win 70 games. So
yeah.
Except for the Clippers, he popped off.
The Bucks beat the Pistons and the Raptors, and then they lost to the Celtics and the Knicks. What do you think? What do you think about the Bucks? Are they done? Are they cooked? Are they coming back? What's the status?
I think I'm over it at this point. I don't know. It feels like little too much hopes are pinned on Chris Middleton to come back and save this, when Chris Middleton is probably not. He's probably over the peak Chris Middleton hill.
He has this, by the way. There's no probably there. He's been over it for 3 years.
He still has not played 5-on-5. But they say it's only a pain tolerance issue, and so not like a structural thing. So that's supposed to give more hope, but I don't know. I don't know if I love my star player being like, "Don't worry, there's no cracks in the ankle. It just hurts so much to play on it that he hasn't done 5-on-5." That doesn't really inspire confidence in me. But yeah, so with him out, it's just this gaping hole in everything. It just kills the chemistry. And he's a very important connective fulcrum for this team, and it's just not out there. There's been some Brook Lopez aging allegations. They were saying it on the Athletic podcast this morning. They were throwing it out there. I was like, oh, come on. And then now on top of it, we're getting injuries. You know who's out for the game on Saturday? AJ Green is out. Dame is out. Bobby Portis is out. Ryan Rollins is out. So, yeah.
Keep Portis over there. But everyone else can come back.
So, yeah, it's just really just Giannis brilliance, Dame brilliance, no one else brilliance, bad team, bad coach, bad vibes. Did you see Giannis made Jaylen Brown mad?
I did. Yeah, there's been some back and forth there. Because Nike
Giannis is in the wrong.
About the high five slicking his hair back thing?
Yeah, because you know what happened before then?
What?
He elbowed Jaylen Brown in the head.
Oh my god.
So he was the guy he was the villain. He's like, "Oh, sorry for hitting you the head." And then Jaylen Brown, it's not that serious, but he's like, "You're a child." And yeah, now Nike firing back at Jaylen Brown. He probably got so excited when he saw that.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. So yeah, Nike said nothing childish about it. 59 of them things on Twitter because Giannis had 59 points in a narrow win over the midly Detroit Pistons. I won't call them lowly anymore. We just talked so highly about them for a little while. But yeah, this was really I shit talked Brook Lopez. He finished with 29 points on good efficiency. The first quarter was what everybody was going crazy about. I think Giannis had
Oh yeah.
22 and no other Milwaukee Bucks made a shot. Yeah, that's what it is. The rest of the team was so the starters were 0 for 9 and the bench was 0 for 3, while Giannis went 7 of 10 and 8 of 8 from the free throw line for 22 points. Obviously, that's the game that Ron Holland choked at the free throw line, blah, blah, blah. But Giannis has been insane. In a season where all of the other candidates for like non-Jokic best in the world, Luka, slow shooting start, really bad defensively. Shea, he had a slow start, but he's been picking it up over the past few games. Tatum has been good, but I mean, obviously he didn't play particularly well against the Hawks, and I think his averages across the board this week probably went down a little bit. I know he's not the same pull-up three-point shooter that he necessarily was to start the season. But yeah, Giannis has just been like a picture of consistency and high-level offensive production in a season where nobody but Jokic has really been that. So it's very easy right now to point at him and be like, second best in the world, clearly.
Yeah. He's do you want to see him traded?
Sorry, I just choked on that. Jesus Christ. Luca's reaching through the void to give me the shut up about him. Oh my god. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to see if the options are he gets traded or he wastes away on this team forever. I'd probably
Yeah.
like him to get traded. Like he is one of the best players of all time. He's very fun to watch. And he's like this Bucks team, even like if everything miraculous turnaround. If Dame starts playing the way we expect him to consistently, if Chris Middleton is not over the hump, if Brook Lopez is still defensive player of the year level guy, if Bobby Portis stops being terrible, if everything gets figured out, this still doesn't feel like a team that wins the championship this year, and it does not feel like a team whose best days are necessarily ahead of it. They're extremely old. They don't have a lot of mobility, and yeah, I mean, it just feels like there's no assets that you could really be like, hey, could we get like a good player who could play right now next to Giannis for this guy? You're not going to get that for or you might. There are some desperate center teams out there who, if you shopped Lopez around, maybe that happens. But overall, it's just tough. It's just tough. I would rather see Giannis be in a competitive situation if those are my choices.
Breaking news from Shams Charania. The NBA is in serious discussions on a new tournament-style format for the All-Star game.
How does that work?
They would split up probably into like 5s or 4s or something. I don't know.
Okay.
They need how many All-Stars are there?
They need to do sets.
Oh, I love sets. Oh,
God. I think there's
hey, you know, Giannis would have won the first set with that 20 bomb.
He would have won all the sets, I guess, because he also dominated overtime. There was a funny thing. Someone on my timeline pointed it out to me where Isaiah Stewart, who is dirty as shit, and low-key Giannis.
No, LeBron deserved that.
Well, he slammed Giannis on the ground. Did you see that?
No, but I saw Giannis said he had like killer instinct, right?
Yeah. So Giannis jumps up in the air late in the game, and Stewart grabs the back of his jersey.
Oh, I did see this.
Throws him on the ground hard, like one of those falls. In game, you could hear it on like the mic. That's the Carmelo Anthony "fuck out of here" mic. You could just hear Giannis, whoom, onto the ground. He immediately walks away and like is not like, I'm sorry, that was an accident. Like he's clearly just pissed, and he gets ejected for that. And he was the better option for them between him and Duren in that game. So it might have ended up costing Detroit the win. Yeah, he's dirty as shit. That sucked. But what was funny is he was leaving Giannis on all the jumpers, the way that you do, right? And he was doing like the thing where you kind of wave at him. You're like, take it. I don't care. Trying to be like kind of pompous, I guess, about it. Be like, I don't care. But Giannis was hitting all of them. He's been like a really solid mid-range jump shooter so far this season. And so throughout the game, like by like the sixth time it happens, where he's like, take it. I don't care. You could clearly see he was like not the same. Like he was starting to get frustrated. And so I assume that played a role in him body slamming Giannis. But yeah, overall, Giannis is cool. The Bucks are in turmoil, and Dame got concussed. I didn't see this play. He's in concussion protocols right now. I think
Yeah.
he got hit by a ref in the Celtics game.
I don't know. Let me bring it up.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say, so the official stats on the mid range while you're looking it up, 48% on 3.7 attempts from 15 to 19 feet. Giannis is right now. That's the fourth most volume in that range in the entire NBA. So, yeah, for a guy who's like the most dominant rim scorer we've seen since Shaquille O'Neal, it's cool that he's got a bag now. He's like he's a tween hezzy pull up guy. He's just really bad from three still and everything. So, oh my god, 35-year-old old man Giannis, he'll have touch from everywhere. It'll be insane.
Yeah, I'm can't find video of this concussion, of course, because the app is so broken. But you know what I did see is NBA Centel. Damian Lillard whispered to Giannis, "We need Thanasis back on the court." So the great stuff, Elon. But yeah, is AJ Green? Has he still not taken a 2-point shot yet?
It's definitely possible. Let me pull him up, I guess. Let me check this shit out. AJ Green totals. No, he's taken. Oh no. Okay, so he is 28. He's taken 1 2-pointer.
Nice. That's. I think he's like getting up there for one of the longest streaks to start a season ever with taking no 2-pointers.
Good. Don't take them. If you can hit the threes, it's worth more. I don't want to see the twos. Cut them out of here. I'm sick of. I pay attention to the numbers. So that's what I'm all about.
Could incorporate that guy more. Throw some inverted screens with that guy out there, but alas.
Their ass. Nice little rhyme for you. All right, 136. Who do you want to talk about now? Who's next? The Wizards. This is like the first real tanking team this week. It feels like they were 0-4. They lose to the Spurs, Rockets, the Magic, and the Grizzlies. Wemby victims. That's what I wrote down. The lame stream media does not want you to know that Jordan Poole went bar for bar with the future GOAT. They don't want you. They don't want you to know that. They don't want you to pay attention because Bob Myers, with all his high up connections, is making calls. He's like, guys, I don't want to be embarrassed. This guy that I got rid of is so fucking cool. And oh my god, he's sick. He's literally fucking GOAT. He's bringing fun basketball back to the Wizards. He can make Kuzma playable. This is incredible. Bob Myers is silencing all of that. They don't want you to know that Alex Sarr literally jab stepped on Wemby and then fucking dunked on him. And
that was sick.
And blocked him in the same game. They don't want you to know anything about that. It's just 50 points, 50 points, 50 points. Congratulations. Okay. The threes were going to start falling eventually. If you take enough of them, monkeys in a room with typewriters, that whole thing. So good job. But I view this as a Washington win. That's what I'm saying.
The Wizards are up. Jordan Poole is back. The pool party's going on. Bub Carrington already has 4 games of 10 plus points, 5 plus rebounds, 5 plus assists. That's the most for any Wizards Bulls rookie since
John Wall,
31. Before that, you would have to go back to Juwan Howard. And yeah, so Jordan Poole, he's up to 22, 4 and 2 on the year. Really efficient. The playmaking is still a little wonky. I still feel like he's not at his ceiling as a playmaker. I think he's a genuinely good passer, even if he's reckless, and his current passing does not reflect that. But how old is Jordan Poole? Is he 25 or 24? He's very young, right?
He's 25. His birthday is in June. So he's a fairly fresh 25, about 25 and a half right now.
Okay, wunderbar. But yeah, so and I saw a different graph about like the Wizards are playing more rookies minutes than any team going. You would have to go back to like the 2008 Grizzlies or something, and there's very few teams who played as many rookies this many minutes. And it's crazy that they're doing this, and it doesn't feel like that much of a disaster. Like they're bad, but it's like good vibes bad. So, but yeah, the Wizards are what they are. They're just trash team with brilliant flashes. Did you know Jonas Valanciunas was in a Lithuanian comedy movie this off season?
Whoa. What's the title?
I don't know. It's probably in Lithuanian, but I saw a clip where he was carrying a plasma screen TV, and then they had this funny thing where they put it in the trunk and it wouldn't shut, and they called Jonas over to shut it, and he shut it, and the glass broke. He shut it so hard because the TV was sticking up.
Gosh, you oaf, Jonas. When are you gonna learn to control your strength? Yeah, I don't know. Other than that, Bilal, he did lose the French battle. I'll say that much.
What is recruiting?
Yeah, he was taking it easy. That's what I'm saying. If he could have lowered the shoulder, fucking sent Wemby's skinny ass into the stanchion and then dunked it. But he wanted to be nice. He was being an ambassador. How the French, they're capable of doing. It's not this big stick policy that we're fucking hypnotized with in America, indoctrinated. There's other ways of doing stuff like this. You don't have to go up to Damian Lillard or whoever you want on your team and be like, come here or else. You'd be like, come here. It's pretty nice over here. So that's all Bilal was doing.
I took her to my stanchion and I dunked it.
What's
You
that?
get it? I took her to my penthouse, then I freaked it. You know that?
No.
Whatever.
Who sings that?
Future maybe?
Oh, diamonds. I like that.
I'm not a Future guy. I do like the baby who recognized Future and started dancing at the wedding though.
That is cool. There's a song I've had stuck in my head from like 5 years ago, probably even longer at this point. Where the only part I remember is the guy just goes 12. I just found 12 bricks, and it's the whole thing. So shout out to that song. I won't say shout out to Future. I don't know Future that well, but shout out to Jordan Poole and the rest of the Wizards. Those are my friends.
Ah.
141. Who's below the Wizards? The Sixers. Well, not geographically, but 1-3. They beat the Hornets. They lost to the Cavs. They lost to the Knicks, and they lost to the Lakers. Is there any big stories going on with the 76ers that you want to talk about?
The chosen one, Jared McCain himself, boy wonder. He started on TikTok doing dances as a highly ranked high school basketball player. Everyone thought, who's this little gay boy? He paints his nails and he sings, I hate this guy. But then, then he dominated. He was literally Troy Bolton in high school. He went to Duke. They said, he won't do it at Duke. He's gay, and I hate him.
It was still me. Yeah, I was both levels. I was there the whole time.
And then started off a little slow at Duke, but then by the end of the season, it was one of their best players. He was spectacular. Played himself into a first round NBA draft pick, and then people said he won't be ready this year to contribute or anything. He's tiny. He can't really get to the rim. He can't really finish. It's gonna take time. Well, it took time. It took about 10 games, and here we are. And in the offseason, remember, Joel Embiid was like, our best player right now is Jared McCain in practice. And everyone's like, okay, that's not a good sign for Philadelphia. But now we're learning it was a good sign because Jared McCain's just that good. Last 3 games have been 27, 23, and 34 points. He's passing well. He's getting to the paint well. You mentioned you were looking up his drives earlier. There's a tweet from Ben Pfeiffer where he was like, Jared McCain is driving at a crazy rate for the kind of player that he is. And it's crazy that he's doing this in game 1 or season 1 already. So Jared McCain is already taking huge strides. There's rookie of the year pushes for Jared McCain now, just off 3 games, because that's how poor the competition is. But still, he's been playing fantastic. He's a really really elite shooter.
Mhm.
Did you see KOC's tweet?
I was gonna bring this up. Do you wanna recap the tweet for anyone who didn't see it?
So this is the tweet from Kevin O'Connor. What if McCain is so good that Maxey becomes a trade piece? Just throwing that thought out there.
Um. Yeah. I mean, what if, you know? One of the most brilliant minds in the industry, ladies and gentlemen. Truly someone only this level of brain power could understand the decisions that Elon Musk makes and dick ride them that hard. You know, you just have to be a smart person to do stuff like that.
Me after Zach Edey dropped 20. Could Jaren Jackson be a trade piece for this Grizzlies team? Just
Yeah.
thinking out loud.
I mean, if you think about the trade market for Jaren like, okay, Edey just scored 20 on 70% from the field, and he's way bigger. And so it's just kind of like, I never seen Jaren Jackson do that, and he's like 6'9". That's undersized. I don't want a loser like that on my team. Similar with this, Maxey's won 1 game with this Sixers team so far. McCain's won 1 game with the Sixers team. How many times has Maxey dropped 34 and 10 this season? Probably less than McCain. I haven't seen Maxey clamp up LaMelo in the fourth quarter and overtime. Well, overtime. LaMelo played good in the fourth quarter, but I've seen McCain do that. So I think you're being too hard on Mr. O'Connor. I think he's cooking with gas.
I love that he's got the same mentality as I guess the Miami Heat guy who's like, we're building around Khalil Ware, or he'll be a great sidekick, or Giannis and him will form a great duo. It's just like, yeah, I've seen enough. I'm already all in. This is enough for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, wonderful tweet by Kevin O'Connor. I saw another screenshot that he's already following the Doge Twitter page, the Department of Government Efficiency. Also saw him. No, I shouldn't say that.
Oh, okay. We just get
Philadelphia's 2-9. How long can they coast? Because we're 11 games in. That's a like 10th of the 9th of the season. I don't know, but that's a lot of games to come back from. And then Embiid played in one. We got the Embiid return. Didn't look fantastic, but we're in trouble here.
Yeah. Embiid was the point. I made a point the other day when talking about Jamal Murray that announcers are just way more comfortable this season of calling guys just like fat slobs on air. And Embiid was definitely like the poster child for that, where like he comes back, they're just like, he's really huffing and puffing. He's not moving up and down the court so well. You could really tell this is his first game back. He's got to get back
Someone
on the
throw a honey bun at that guy. I bet he likes him.
Yeah, it's
Fatty. They just do it on the broadcast.
Doris Burke is fucking pulling her hair out off camera. Don't talk about him that way. God damn it.
They get the slow-mo of him jogging up the court. Look at him sweating it out. Mama, don't feed that man.
Damn. I'm trying to think of what would like a double bang call be for something like that, or it'd be like eat. Joel Embiid with the mouthful.
Fat.
Again, we're allowed to say this because we're saying it's bad. We're doing it ironically, ladies and gentlemen, and folks, they, thems, everybody. It's an inclusive. It's a centrist podcast. So, yeah, Embiid looked bad. Obviously, looks out of shape. I don't know how long they could coast. If you think about the teams that are locked in, going to be worse than them by the time the playoffs rolled around. The Raptors, yes. The Wizards, yes. The Nets, I'm very confident will be down there. The Bulls,
There's no. No, they're not a safe bet because they will do whatever the most destructive path is, and that's remaining mid the entire year and keeping the pick or losing the pick.
Yeah, I think. I guess you really just have to like. It depends on how you feel about Paul George, who did have his first good game with the Sixers. He had 29, 10, and 3 with 4 stocks on 73% true shooting in Embiid's return, which was a big loss to the Knicks. Sixers fans reacting how you would expect to Paul George not playing well, where it's just like we
Kill him.
kill him. I can't believe we sold the farm for this guy. We're giving him $50 million. I have soup for my family, and I'm bringing it to the Sixers. Yeah. So if you feel good, if you're Paul George pilled, then you probably feel good moving forward. Do you think you could be if they could be like well over 500? What do you think? What do you think the cutoff for the playoffs straight up will be in the East this year?
Oh, brother. I mean, based off we have like the 4th seed is below 500. The 3rd seed is 1 game above 500. So I don't know how long that can last.
Yeah, I just feel like at some point, like the tiers differentiating team that wants to be terrible and mid team that wants to try as hard as they can. So like the Hornets versus the Raptors or the Wizards or whatever. That differentiation will become very clear, and you will start to see the Wizards losing by 25 to teams like the Pistons or the Hornets. You'll start to see like real dog shit stretches from them. Uh, but until then, I mean, you can't know. So last year, okay, 46 wins was the 8th seed. 47
That's
wins.
too much for them right now.
Yeah. 47 wins was like a locked in playoff spot last year. I don't think it will be near that this season for the Eastern Conference. I think if I had to guess, 43 will get you the 6th seed. Can the Sixers get to that?
Maybe. And the problem is like even if they turn it up later in the regular season, like that's going to require everyone trying their hardest, and that just moves up the injury clock because the entire point of coasting is like, oh, we could just take it easy, we won't have to exert ourselves 100% and then we'll be healthy for the playoffs. But then you're at this point they're gonna have to start exerting themselves in March to just to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
So they got to figure something out. It should not be this bad. um what else do I have on these fools? Jared McCain vlogs,
I saw he had a YouTube video out. That's our peer. Maybe he'll come on the pod.
No, he's too big time. He could make $1 million living on TikTok alone. And so I think we're too small
Pisses me
time.
off how that's true. It makes me really like I just thought
He
about
was just dancing if he never picked up a basketball.
just do that. Yeah. So that's cool. That's fun. I won't be a baby and say life is unfair, but I do wish I had that option. That would be cool.
If you just worked hard.
Well, that's what it is, and I need to be cuter.
Not me, because I'm too short. It would have never worked for me, basketball. But you were tall enough, you could have worked harder. Yep. Wow.
How tall are you?
5'9" in shoes, 5'8" and
Hey.
3/4 barefoot.
Well, you're still short. Even if you couldn't have worked hard and made the NBA, I outclass you. Oh my god. All right. Let's talk about the fucking Raptors. Let's wrap this thing up, baby.
Let's talk
One,
dick.
strong dick. You want to talk? Okay, handsome men, exploding dicks. All that stuff is available in Toronto. I did lead off with my RJ Barrett stock has cost me everything.
Wait, is he back down to earth?
Yeah. I took out a mortgage.
But he just saw Jamie Lannister.
I know. I thought that would help. So I bought even more. That was it. He saw Jamie. I was like,
You bought the NFTs of him seeing him.
I bought the dip. I bought the dip. My kids are gone. The wife has left. The vacation home. What's a cool country? The vacation house in Ibiza is gone. It's gone. The
Ibi-
Fed seized it.
In where?
Ibi-
Oh,
Ibiza.
Ibiza. Mm.
Ibiza. Sorry. Yeah. So no more parties. No more yachts. No more bumps. No more lines. No more bump and grind. I'm in the garage and the car is turned on and
Oh,
I'm bumping Elliott Smith and the
is the
doors.
door open?
No. Yeah.
You're gonna have to open that up, or
Needle in the hay. It's blaring. My neighbors,
open. Do you hear? Open your door shut. You're in trouble.
the neighbors are like, "Jeez, he's having a rough week," and I'm like, "Buddy, you have no idea."
You don't know
I'm
that.
cranking 4,000 RPM. Okay, so yeah, 15 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 turnovers, 46% true shooting over the last 4 games for RJ Barrett. Yeah.
Grady Dick. You know what he's shooting at the rim?
70%,
Lower.
60%,
Lower.
60, 58,
Lower.
56,
Lower.
49.
Lower.
Oh my god. 45.
Yep. That is what Grady Dick is shooting at the rim. But you know why? It doesn't matter, because he is insane in the mid range. He is shooting 55% from the mid range overall. He's shooting high in the short mid range. He's shooting high in the long mid range. I saw a guy say he shoots like Kobe. He looks like Kobe when he shoots. It actually is crazy. If you pull up like all his makes, he's got the prettiest jumper, man. In the mid range, he just flies around and he's automatic from there. He's who needs a rim finishing game when you
Cade
can,
Cunningham approach.
except way better. No, well, I forget it. Is Cade still shooting well from mid range? I don't know. But
I mean, look, you're
and
Mr. His jump shot's so pretty. Oh my god. Cade's little post up turnaround. Oh, it's beautiful.
Grady is shooting well from. He's an elite 3-point shooter. So that's
Okay. Well, I'm
yeah.
sure
Okay.
get to the free throw line. I'm sure he doesn't.
Does Cade? Wait, what? He literally got there 15 times in one game.
Nah, he's pretty goated. I like Dick. Love
Did
it.
you see their city edition?
Was the Raptor that has Vince Carter's number on it?
That's doing his dunk, his between the legs dunk.
God, I like how everything now is just like, remember that other thing. And in this case, it is cool. I don't mean to be like a grumpy old man. That's like, God damn it! Why do they never make anything good anymore? Why are there so many ingredients in my Fruit Loops? But yeah, it's just make something cool that's new. God damn it! But I like the Raptor doing the dunk, and I'm glad the Raptor's back. And I'm glad we got that cool Vince Carter reaction video of him crying when they retired his jersey, and he was like, "Yeah."
And the Raptors gonna be their center court logo. So he's gonna be all blown up and on the court. It's gonna be so sick.
Vince, no.
Oh, I'm
Jesus
burping.
Christ, this guy drank the fizzy lifting drink. Audio only people, he's literally floating out of his chair right now. He's going, there's a big fan on the ceiling. Pablo, watch out. Damn. One person podcast now.
Day 400, no fizzy drink. The what's it called? Yeah, the Raptors logo, their current logo and like uniforms, I think it's one of the better modern ones still.
Mhm.
But they just shouldn't have gone away from such a classic look. Like, it's like, hey guys, remember this jersey we had that everyone thought was so cool and everyone liked? We'll use it sometimes, but that's it. It's just in the closet.
Yeah. And I will say, even like the Raptors, of the circle logos, of like the seal logos, the Raptors like claw marks on the basketball, that's like the best one for me. All of the other ones are just like very plain logos. The Raptors do it well, but yeah, just it's hard. It's a downgrade. The purple is so cool. The Raptor is so cool that I don't know. I feel like there's a big sweeping change coming. There has to be. Maybe with like the new, whenever Nike stops doing the jerseys, there just has to be like a movement in the NBA away from the minimalist design stuff. It's so bad, and it's so like, it also feels, it dates all of the jerseys a lot. Like the way the Wizards uniforms look right now, I can tell that they last rebranded in like 2015, or I mean way earlier than that, really, like 2012. So yeah, it's frustrating. Mr. Agbaji looks very good.
Mm.
I mean, physically, and his numbers also look good. And Bruno Fernando dunked on
Oh,
Giannis.
God, that was sick.
Yammed it on him. Do you have any thoughts about our friends up north?
Bruno Fernando's college teammate, Kevin Herter. Should they reunite? Actually, they were together on the Hawks, I think. The last Scotty has been out since October 28th with the orbital fracture. He's been cleared for contact, and he's playing in a mask. There's some pics that came out of him practicing in the mask. So they didn't care who he was before he put on the mask. Now they'll care. And then yeah, they're kind of ethical tankers. You brought up the Nets. The Raptors have had a lot of close games as well.
Mm-hmm.
They don't get killed every night. So good. All things considered, get to watch Dick, and you're not getting blown out. So
Hey, any night where you don't get blown out, but you get some dick, what more could you ask for? You know?
Yep.
I forgot to do. I have one award, and I guess I could do good and bad player of the week also.
Go ahead.
Oh, thanks. I was just seeing how long we could go there. Thanks for listening, everybody. By the way, I know this. God, we are so talented. This is such a hard job. I'm so smart. Role player of the week. The role player that I like, that makes me feel smart when they play well and do good. Goga Batadze. I'm Goga pilled. Like we said, double, good defensive anchor, good rim protector, pretty solid passer too. Yeah, I fuck with him. He's nice. And then good player of the week, I think I would probably give it to Donovan Mitchell's last three have been insane. I think he was, let me see, I wrote it down. Donovan Mitchell's last three, 27 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 46% from three on like 11 attempts a game, 62% true shooting. He was instrumental. I mean, he's their best clutch guy, in my opinion. He's the reason that they beat the Sixers. He dropped Jared McCain. He doesn't care. He doesn't care if people think he's a bad guy. America's sweetheart punched him in the face and then hit a step back three and drained it. He also had 25 in the first half against the Bulls, finished like 36 or something. So, yeah, good player of the week. I'd give it to Donovan Mitchell. Bad player of the week, one Richard Joseph Barrett. I don't think that's what RJ is short for, but yeah, I'd give it to RJ.
My Gogurt snack of the week player is Goga Batadze for his play and for his looks. The long hair is a pretty good look for him. My mid dick of the week award goes to Grady Dick for how out of this world his mid-range jumper is. And then let's see what else can I freestyle. My loser of the week, my fraud, idiot, moron of the week would have to go to Eric Spoelstra. Turns out he's been finessing us this entire time. Turns out he's never been smart. He's been getting lucky. Law of averages, so he's on the downswing now. He's going to be in hell.
Okay. I don't know if I could freestyle. I'm not so good at freestyling. Mikal Bridges was not good. But I don't have like a creative award for that. Maybe
The London bridges are burning award goes
We could
to
do like a I Am Legend quarantining New York scene where they blow up all the bridges. That award would go to Mikhail Bridges this week.
the Chadwick Boseman 27 Bridges Award. We need to close all the bridges.
We need to bench all the bridges, and like Mikhail and Miles get pulled at the same time.
Well, no, we need to close all the bridges, and then it's like the Drake Sprite commercial, but it's Mikal Bridges and every basketball skill he has, like his shooting ability, turn off, defending ability, turn off.
And then TikToker of the week, we give it to Jared McCain. I know that you and I were in the running, but I think he's got us outclassed a little bit.
Yes, yeah. Gay straight superstar of the week goes to Jared McCain. Runner up Theo Ash. Crap.
Oh my god. Damn. Rico knows that one was for you. We know you're listening. And he's like, yeah, exactly. Oh my god. Oh, dude. All right. Get to 2 hours, and one of us didn't have anything to say about like every other team. We're fucking goated, dude. Thank you all for tuning in. Patreon.com/State of the League. It'll be up tomorrow. You could drop a commercial like we put in front of the Hornets thing. And Pau Gasol, take it away.
It'll be such a better episode.
It'll be, the West is going to be sick. Pau Gasol. Pau Gasol, get it. Pau Gasol, save us, please. Pau Gasol, we're dying. Save my life.
Lay down a list of what is wrong, things you told